So Stage 2 Team Affinity just dropped today. And what better time than right now to bring you a tier list. This is typically a different video than I normally do, which is just a bunch of debuts and gameplays. But in this Twitch chat today, a lot of people asked for this, so I figured why not. Now, the way this tier list is going to be presented is not by like the best player overall, the second best player, the third best player. I'm just going to do it by positions. So I'll go over the best catchers in the Stage 2 Team Affinity. I'll go over the best first baseman and so on and so forth. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And as always, I would appreciate it if you guys can turn on that notification bell so you get notified when every video is live. Now, before I get into the tier list, I just want to shout out two quick YouTubers who I know do these type of tier lists. We got Cbrev and my boy Yayo. They both do these type of tier lists. So if you guys want a different opinion, you guys don't like my opinion, I'm gonna put both of their videos in the description below and you can watch their tier list. Quick little thing that I just wanna mention is that I'm gonna go from worst to the best for each position with this. And this is just my opinions. I played a lot of Showdown today and I don't base these cards on Showdown. What I'm gonna base them on today is their attributes and their swing. So we're gonna start right at catcher with 94 overall Johnny Bench. There's just really not much to like with this card. He has 85-91 contact, which I guess isn't the worst. 68 power against righties, well, it's just not good. With the 119 power against lefties. So really, in my opinion, he's just a bench spat if you're gonna really look at his hitting attributes. He does have the solid fielding with the 90 fielding, 90 arm strength, and 89 blocking, but I've noticed that catcher defense this year doesn't matter at all. I've been using Jorge Posada since day one, and he blocks literally everything. The only catcher stat that matters is arm strength, which is, I mean, he has 90, but again, there's just really no reason to use this Johnny Bench when, in my opinion, there's three better catchers in Stage 2. Next up, we got Sam Huff, who I gotta be honest with you, I'm pretty disappointed in. His attributes look pretty damn good, but his swing absolutely sucks. It kind of resembles Mike Piazza's from last year, where he's like a tall bat who just has an incredibly slow swing. If you play in Hall of Fame or Legend, it's going to be very, very tough to catch up to any sinkers and fastballs. And considering that basically 99% of the pitchers that you're going to face will have sinkers, I just feel like this card is kind of unusable at the higher difficulties. And now we're going to go move on to Joe Torre, who actually is a primary third baseman, but I really would not play this card at third base. We're going to be putting him over at the catcher spot. He has 125 contact against both righties and lefties. He has 84 power against righties with a 62 against lefties. He has 76 defense, 80 arm strength, 75 reaction, and 47 speed. Now, I am kind of shocked at this card. This is definitely the best Joe Torre card we have ever gotten. And last year, I really did not think his swing was that bad. So I kind of really want to use this card in ranked. Just in my opinion, though, with that low power against lefties, it hurts him quite a bit in my book. Typically, there's a lot more righty pitchers than lefties, but this year, you have Cliff Lee, you have Outlighter, you have Fernando Valenzuela, you have Tom Glavine, you have, who else am I missing? You have Mike Hampton. There's just so many lefty pitchers this year that you're going to be facing. So if you have bad numbers against lefties, it's going to knock you down a little bit. And that's why he's not my number one catcher. And moving on to my number one catcher, that is Jimmy Fox. Again, another guy who is not a primary catcher. He's actually a primary first baseman, but you can slide him in there with the secondary position at catcher. He's not that good against righties with the 75 contact against righties and the 92 power, but he does have 116 contact against righties with a 105 power. And again, as I just mentioned, there's so many lefties in this year's game, so I actually love this Jimmy Fox card, and he always has one of the best swings in the game. Again, if you have Jorge Posada, this is a perfect platoon where Jorge Posada crushes righties, Jimmy Fox crushes lefties. I'm probably not going to start Fox. I'll probably still start Jorge Posada on my God Squad, but for sure he's going to be on my bench. Now we're going to go move over to first base with 95 overall Silver Slugger Edgar Martinez. He has 121 contact against righties with the 90 against lefties, 96 power against righties with a very nice power against lefties that were at 69. He has 63 fielding, 62 arm strength, 60 reaction, and 40 speed. You can also play this card at third base, which I wouldn't recommend. I think there's a lot better third baseman that you can play over there. I'm not that big of a fan of Edgar Martinez. I've never have been. I just cannot get his swing down. If you're a Mariners fan, or you can get this card swing down, I actually think he's very good. He's going to absolutely crush righties. He should be doable against lefties. At least he has that 90 contact so the PCI is not going to be too small. But again, with first base being such a position where there's just so many good cards, I really just don't see a way that you can realistically play this card. Next up, we have 95 overall postseason Lou Gehrig. I'm very disappointed in this card. When I saw there was a 95 Lou Gehrig, I was really hoping they would bump up all his hitting stats and just give him like common defense. And they definitely didn't do that. He has 125 contact against righties with only 72 contact against lefties. He has 84 power against righties and 73 against lefties. Again, this card's just like, he's only a bench bat, right? Lou Gehrig has a great swing. He's gonna hit righties pretty well, but I really thought he had over 100 power against righties, and they just didn't give him that. They decided to give him 69 defense, 66 arm strength, 67 reaction, and 61 speed, instead of just bumping up all his hitting attributes. And it kind of sucks. And in my opinion, the best first baseman by far in the Stage 2 program is 96 overall Jim Thome. This is what I thought Lou Gehrig was going to look like. He has 119 contact against righties, 74 against lefties, but he has 125 max contact against righties with 100 against lefties. Thome has a great swing. I absolutely love this card. See, on my God squad, he's going to be on the bench, but on my no money spent team, this is easily going to be my first baseman. Now we're going to move right to shortstop since there's no primary second baseman in this Stage 2 program. And we're going to start out with Bryce Harper, who really, I just don't see a reason to play this guy. He has high contact, high fielding, and high speed. But with that low power number and with about 4 to 5 better shortstops in this program, we're just going to move on right to the next card. Next up, we have 94 overall Cal Ripken Jr. He has 92 contact against righties with the 108 against lefties, 65 power against righties with the 90 power against lefties. Of course, he has diamond fielding with the 91 fielding, 95 arm strength, 83 reaction, and the 56 speed. This card, he's hit or miss. If you want a righty bat off the bench who also plays diamond defense, I think Cal Ripken's for you. But other than that, I really would not start him with a couple better options in this program. Is this 92 overall Future Stars Robert Pucin? I might have pronounced that wrong. If I did, I apologize. I'm probably gonna pronounce a bunch of these names wrong just because I can't pronounce any name right. But he has 98 contact against righties with the 90 against lefties, 65 power against righties with the 58 against lefties. But this card is a switch hitter and he has a great swing. So that's why I think he's a little bit above Cal. He also has maybe the best defense in the game, or he's definitely up there in the middle infield with 94 fielding, 95 arm strength, 95 reaction, and 93 speed. This card can also play second base and third base. And if you get him to parallel one, he has diamond defense at all 3 spots. The only problem is I'm a power slut, and with his low power numbers, he's not gonna make my team, but I can definitely see him making a couple teams with his versatility and his speed. Now these next 2 shortstops that I'm going to talk about are just in a league of their own in this Stage 2 program. The first one is Jordan Grossman, who has 102 contact against righties with the 100 against lefties. He also has 92 power against righties and the 86 power against lefties. He has 82 fielding, 92 arm strength, 86 reaction, and 70 speed. This card looks absolutely amazing. Not just this program, he just looks like one of the best shortstops in the game. He has a good swing, he has good speed, he has good fielding, good power, good contact. You really can't ask for anything more. The only downside with this card is that he cannot play second. I do want to see what his fielding would be if I put him at second and if he gets downgraded too badly. Because if I can put him out there out of position, I really would, because I'm looking for a second baseman. And I can see this card filling that spot. And in my opinion, the best shortstop in this program is 93 overall Future Stars Ronnie Mauricio. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce his name. He has 95 contact against righties with the 89 against lefties, 96 power against righties with the 82 against lefties. He also has amazing fielding with the 88 fielding, 95 arm strength, 94 reaction, and 62 speed. The only reasons why I'm putting this card over Grossman's is that he's a switch hitter and his swing really may be one of the best swings in the game. I used him a bunch of times in Showdown today, and anytime I saw this card, I would pick him. His swing is maybe one of my favorite swings already in the game. It is absolutely insane, and I am so excited to use this card in ranked seasons. I also was able to check out what his rating would be if I put him at second, and he's a 79 fielder at second base. So if I parallel him one time out of position, he'll be a gold fielder at second base. Moving on to third base, there's only 2 primary third basemen in this program. You got Joe Torre and you have Isaac Paredes. To be honest, I wouldn't use this card. We're just gonna probably move on to outfield because there's just I mean, there's not a lot to look at here. He has 100 contact against righties and lefties, 79 power against righties, 68 against lefties, silver fielding at third base. There's just so many good third basemen in the game. If you want to use a cheap third baseman, go buy Donaldson. There's just a bunch of third basemen. There's just really no reason to use this card. Next up on our tier list is the outfielders, and we're going to be starting with 93 overall, second half Johnny Damon. He has great contact numbers, with the 112 contact against righties and the 125 against lefties. He only has 59 power against righties and the 58 against lefties, and his fielding is awful as expected. He has 71 fielding, only 57 arm strength. I mean, the man has he literally throws with a noodle. He has 80 reaction and 85 speed. With all the great outfielders in this game, Johnny Damon will not see the field unless I do a Royals team build, unless I do a Red Sox team build, or unless I do any type of team build that this man played for. But other than that, my man ain't seeing the field. Next up on our tier list is this 93 overall Tony Gwynn. Again, of course, he's going to have the great contact numbers with the max contact against righties and lefties. The problem, and it's a big problem, is that he has 45 power against righties and the 48 power against lefties. If I had a perfect with this card, it's probably only going to the middle of the outfield. I mean, you're not going to be able to hit any home runs in any fields with this card. And when you don't have elite speed or you don't have elite defense, there's just no reason to use this card. Like, I want to use this card. I really wish I could use this card, but contact numbers are just nothing, right? If you're going to swing a noodle bat, which is what this card's going to swing, you just cannot see the field. Staying in the NL West, we have this 94 overall Willie Maze, who has 97 contact against righties, 77 against lefties, 85 power against righties, with the 89 against lefties. He also has 86 fielding, 90 arm strength, 91 reaction, and 78 speed. This card is definitely nerfed, but this is expected. Anytime you nerf these big time legends, or anytime you have these big time legends, and you've reduced their overall from 99 to like 94, 95, you got to take something away. And they took a lot away. This card's basically just an average outfielder with nothing else to really show for it. Moving from one Hall of Fame outfielder to another Hall of Fame outfielder, we have 94 overall Hank Aaron, who has 85 contact against righties with the 125 max contact against lefties. He also has 77 power against righties and the 85 power against lefties. This card is definitely better than I thought it would look like as a 94 overall. And if this card looks like this as a 94 overall, I am hyped as hell to see what this damn card looks like as a 99. But this version of this card is basically only a bench bat or a defensive replacement, which is still fine. It has its uses. It's just not the best outfielder in this program. Here we have 96 overall Dante Bichette, who may have one of the cleanest card arts in the game. He has 100 contact against righties with the 125 against lefties, 95 power against righties, 105 against lefties. He has bronze defense with 62 fielding, 67 arm strength, 58 reaction, and 70 speed. This Dante Bichette card looks insane. The only problem, it's a pretty big problem, is his swing. I dislike it a lot. If you can get his swing down, this card's gonna rake for you. And last but not least is this 96 overall Torii Hunter, who is the best outfielder in this program, and he might be one of the best outfielders in the game. He has 93 contact against righties with the 117 against lefties. He also has 80 power against righties and 94 against lefties. He has 96 defense. That is huge because right away, this card is a diamond fielder at any position in the outfield. He has 75 arm strength, 92 reaction, and 73 speed. This Torii Hunter card actually kind of blows my mind. We have never seen a Torii Hunter card like this. I like his swing. This card is starting on my God squad. He's probably gonna start in left field. I've been looking for a new left fielder, and the fact that I can put him over there and he already has 91 fielding and he hits like this, again, I mentioned it earlier in the video, I like cards that can crush lefties this year with the influx of great lefty starters. This man is going to destroy lefties, and he's going to start on my God squad. We're now going to move on to starting pitchers. We have Jordan Blagovic, that is probably pronounced wrong, who is in the bottom tier. There's enough said about that. Joining him in the bottom tier is Jackson Rutledge, who actually has pretty solid per nines, but his arsenal is just not going to get the job done. And joining those other two starters in the bottom tier of this program is 93 overall Shane McClanahan. Again, just like Jackson Rutledge, who he has good per nines. The only problem is his arsenal will not get the job done. The reason why he's a little bit higher than the other two is because he's a left-handed starter. Next up, we have this 94 overall Josiah Gray, who just like the other pitchers, has a very basic repertoire with the fastball, the slider, the changeup, and the curveball. His velo's not great. He does have the 99 break, which is awesome to see. 99 stamina, 96 hits per nine, 91 Ks per nine, all solid. Good control with the 87 walks per nine and the 85 control. But again, with only fastball, slider, changeup, curveball, this card's just not going to get the job done. Here we got 95 overall Mark Prior, who is actually a very similar card to the 95 overall Frank Tanada. This card has a four-seam fastball. He also has a changeup, and then he has just two breaking balls with the slurve and the curveball. He does have great break. He has 90 break on the fastball, 99 break on the slurve, 90 break on the curveball, and 85 break on the changeup. The problem is his hits per nine are low at the 84 hits per nine. His Ks per nine is stamina great. His control solid. Velo low. Of course, he's gonna have the 99 break. But I'm not a fan of Tanada, so I just don't see myself being a fan of this Mark Prior. Moving on to a top 6 pitcher in this program is 95 overall Gwynn Porche. His pitch repertoire looks a lot better. He has a fastball, a curveball, a changeup, a sinker, and a slider. And not only that, his sinker is his fourth pitch, but he's 88 control and 95 break on that sinker. So it's going to be a damn good sinker. The problem is he is a better curveball than the slider, and you typically want to have a better slider than a curveball, but everything else looks solid on this card. 97 stamina, 94 hits per nine, 97 Ks per nine, good control with the 83 walks per nine and the 83 control, 97 velo, 97 break. This card could actually be better than I think it could be, right? I gotta use this card and see how the pitch differentials matters, but I just don't expect him to be better than a couple other pitchers in this program. Coming in as my 5th best pitcher in this program is this 96 overall Roy Oswalt. The reason why he's 5th is he has 79 hits per nine. Again, PCI size matters. If your PCI size is going to be big, it's going to make it easier to hit. The thing with this card though, he has 105 walks per nine, and if you go look at his pitches, he has 99 control on the fastball, 95 on the sinker, 89 on the curveball, and 83 on the slider. So this card could creep up a little bit if I'm able to miss some bats because of that control. But if I'm kind of not able to do that and he's hittable, that's why I have him at number 5 right now. Coming in at number 4 on my starting pitcher list is this 93 overall Brandon Webb. Just like Roy Oswalt, he has low hits per nine with that 83 hits per nine. And besides the sinker, all his controls on the pitches is not that good, right? He is a cutter, but the cutter is 69 control and 62 break. So it's going to be a very, very bad cutter. Now, the positives with this card is he has a 92 mile an hour sinker that has 99 control and 99 break. So that is one of the best pitches in the game. And if you can consistently get people out with that sinker, this card could be dominant because he's 115 stamina, 82 Ks per nine, 97 walks per nine with that 83 control, 76 velo, and 99 break. Again, if you're looking at it, his changeup stinks, which is, I mean, you're going to need a changeup. His curveball's solid. I just wish that was the cutter or the changeup. I'm just not expecting, I'm not really expecting great things from this card. He just has a sinker, and eventually hitters are going to be able to catch up to that sinker, and that's the downside with this 93 overall Brandon Webb. Coming in at number 3 for my list of starting pitchers is 94 overall Edgar Cabrera. This card is basically Sixto Sanchez on steroids. I mean, literally exactly like Sixto. He is the outlier sinker, he is a slider, he has a curveball, he's a changeup, and he is a fastball. 92 stamina, 101 hits per nine, 97 Ks per nine, 99 velo, 99 break. This card looks awesome. I hope he is as good as he looks. Coming in as the 2nd best pitcher in this program is 94 overall Garrett Crochet. I was kind of shocked at first that this card was a starting pitcher and not a reliever. If this card was a reliever, he would have been in my bullpen for the next 6 months. But as a starter, he's still pretty good. He's the outlier fastball that's going to be consistently at 102. He has the 87 mile an hour slider, the 88 changeup, and the 97 mile an hour two-seam fastball. His control is kind of iffy, but again, throwing that hard, you're fine. His break, though, is incredible. 84 break on the fastball, 99 on the slider, and 99 on the changeup. So he has 2 elite off-speed pitches to go along with that outlier fastball. That is just absolutely filthy. He also has 92 stamina, 97 hits per nine, 102 Ks per nine, 72 control with the 79 walks per nine with the 79 control. He also, of course, has the 99 velo and 99 break. This card is gonna be filthy. And finally, we get to the best card in the entire program, and that's this 97 overall Cliff Lee. He is a 92 sinker, an 87 cutter, an 82 circle change, a 74 knuckle curve, and the 93 mile-an-hour fastball. But Cliff Lee is known for his control, and this card has, look at this control, there's no word for it. 99 control on the sinker, 89 on the cutter, 99 on the changeup, 99 on the knuckle curve, and 94 on the fastball. With pinpoint this year, this card is just gonna dominate everything. If I face this card, I'm gonna go cry. If I face this card, I'm just gonna curl up into the fetal position and just not want to play this game. Not only does he have amazing control, but his per nines are incredible. 115 stamina, 88 hits per nine, 103 Ks per nine, 99 walks per nine with the 96 control, 79 velo, and 99 break. This card is gonna cause so many problems. Currently in the game, he's probably the second best pitcher, just behind Outlighter. The only reason why, in my opinion, Outlighter is better because he has 118 hits per nine compared to Cliff Lee's 88 hits per nine. But the reason why I like Cliff Lee better than Outlighter is this Cliff Lee has a changeup compared to Outlighter, who has no changeup. And that's a really good way to get righties out with lefties, is using that circle change. So that's why I like Cliff Lee. But man, this Cliff Lee is so good, and he is going to be in my rotation for a long time to come. But that's going to be the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed that video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And as always, I would appreciate it if you guys can turn on that notification bell so you get notified when every video is live. And until next time, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I'm out.